The statement that I want to kind of camp on for Luke 14 is when Jesus says, "He who doesn't take up his cross and come after me is not fit to be my disciple." And I think often we like this statement, but Jesus didn't mean carrying a literal cross. So what did he mean? Like, what did Jesus mean by you have to take up your cross? What is your cross, and how do you know what your cross is? Well, if we look at Jesus's cross, we know that it was heavy. We know that he didn't pick it up until he had already been beaten, that he had already been ridiculed, he had already been kicked and punched and spit upon, he had already been made fun of, he had already received and gone through a whole bunch of issues of life and suffered, and then he was supposed to pick up his cross. But it was so heavy that someone had to help him. Your cross that you're supposed to bear is not meant to be it's not meant for you to bear it alone. There's a burden that God has put on your life for ministry, for your kids, for your spouse, for your family. There's a burden that comes with that. The drama that comes with family, the drama that comes with being in ministry and working with other people, the drama and the difficulty of raising kids. You know, when your kids are first born, you love them. When they get about 7 or 8, you can't wait till they go to bed or it's nap time or somebody else is babysitting so you can get a break, because parenting is a full-time job. So is being a Christian. See, Jesus was setting a precedent and saying, you have to be willing to be burdened to the point where you need help. And this is where a lot of Christians get stuck. We say things like, well, I can just read my Bible by myself. I don't need to be a part of a church. But there's a burden that you're meant to help carry. There's a burden. There's a burden that other people are supposed to help you with. You don't have to raise your kids, and you don't have to deal with the difficulties of marriage all by yourself, or the challenge of singleness. You know, you don't have to deal with that all by yourself, the challenge and the difficulty of ministry. There are people that God has placed in our lives that he puts there so that when we need them in a time of need, we can call upon them. So make sure you stay in community with other Christians. A lot of you guys that watch these videos say, you know, you're not even really Christians or believers, or you don't go to church, and, you know, pray about that. Because there's a burden that you weren't meant to carry by yourself, but you're meant to be a part of. And sometimes we run away because the burden seems too much. But it's because we don't seek out help, accountability partners that can help us carry the burden. If you don't pick up your cross and follow Jesus, he says you're not fit to be a disciple. A disciple is someone who is disciplined enough in the faith, disciplined enough in their prayer life, disciplined enough in their Bible reading, disciplined enough in their attendance of fellowship in the church community. Disciplined enough. But you can't receive all that discipline. You can't grow in all that grace if you're unwilling to join in and carry a burden together as a team. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Luke chapter 15.